Measuring heart rate variability. So this one is a very precise metric. There are so many inputs that go into your heart rate, into this heart rate variability number, and we want to be really, really scientific for that 30 days to measure what we're looking at here. So it is a little bit difficult to measure on your own. We do have a full write-up of how to do that below, so definitely check that out if you're interested in taking that route. Some tips there are measure first thing in the morning before you do anything. So you can imagine like getting up, walking around, brushing your teeth, all of these morning activities will play into your heart rate and then play into your heart rate variability. So we might be getting some false readings there. So definitely, follow all the steps below if you want to do it on your own. Another great option and a little bit easier option would be to wear a biofeedback tool. There's so many available on the market, and as I mentioned in the previous video, the one key is there's measures that say recovery and then there's actual heart rate variability. So if you are going to invest in a tool, I think the most important thing to remember would be making sure it has heart rate variability numbers that you can actually tangibly start to see and start to understand what your heart rate variability is over time. So I think that is the main focus when you are getting these tools, just to make sure you have that HRV number. And then for biofeedback tools, yeah, there's so many on the market. It's really up to you. They're not perfect, but it'll give you a really good idea over time. And it'll also be close to you. So if we're measuring you versus you, then we're getting a pretty good average over time. Whereas although they might not be the most accurate, it doesn't really matter. We're getting a good range and good idea of how applicable it is to you and your life. The other really cool thing with any sort of biofeedback tool is once you start to accumulate the numbers, once you start to wear it for a little bit, then start to tune into how you're feeling when it's giving you a certain HRV. So if this HRV number is actually low and you feel relatively good, take note of that. Like, start to understand what these numbers mean and how this plays into how you're feeling. The most important thing always is coming back to, you as an individual and how your body is responding to these things. So the more we can tune into that is the most powerful tool. But HRV is a really good way to start to connect these things and start to show you how your body is responding to all the loads that you're putting on it in terms of stress, training, relationships, food, nutrition, recovery, sleep. All these things are playing into that number. So keep note of things, keep pen to paper, let us know how you're feeling. It's a really great tool to assess how your body is responding to this external environment. So check it out and start measuring HRV.